everybody, I'm so glad to bring you this video on a bunch of new Maybelline products. If you've been out in the drugstore lately, chances are you've seen quite a few new things from this brand, so I'll be going through the ones that I have and kind of reviewing them for you and also demonstrating how they work. This isn't really intended to be a full-on tutorial, but I did just want to show you on camera how they come off and how they apply, because in a lot of cases, that's the difference with these products. We've all tried, you know, eyeshadows, blushes, foundations, etc. But what makes these different is sort of the form they're in, so I want to demonstrate how that works. The things I'll be showing you in this video are the Maybelline Dream Nude Air Foam Foundation, the Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer, a couple of the Dream Bouncy blushes, and some of these Color Tattoo eyeshadows. Also the Illegal Lengths mascara, which is a new release on an old name there, and Super Stay 14-Hour lipstick. Just to jump right in and start off, let's talk about this Dream Nude Air Foam Air Infused Foundation. It says Nude Perfect Finish. It has an SPF 16 in it, and my shade is Natural Beige here. And if you saw my most recent video, you know I talked about Revlon PhotoReady Airbrush. Both of these come in a can, and you know, you shake them up. Before I show the application on my face, I do just want to demonstrate this on my hand real quick. So I shook up the product, and it advises you to use a walnut-sized amount here, just to show you. There's how it comes out, and it looks a lot like a mousse that you would put in your hair, you know, except it's tinted, you know, skin tone. But once you touch this, this gets really, really liquidy. Like it is very much like the texture of hair mousse as well, because as you touch it, it really starts to go to a thin liquid type of consistency. It's actually less creamy than the Revlon, but this does not have shimmer in it like the Revlon does, and it goes on much more sheer. While I would call the Revlon version maybe a medium coverage foundation, I would definitely call this a light coverage. It seems to me to be a very thin layer of tint that you would put all over your skin, giving you a similar effect of, say, a tinted moisturizer. And it is just I mean, I feel like I am using more of this. I'm having to pump out more and more as I blend this over my face, because it just does go to that thin texture so quickly, and it seems to dry a little more quickly as well. This is not going to cover up freckles. It's not going to cover up sunspots or dark circles or anything like that. I mean, to its benefit, it does not have shimmer in it, which I think is a good thing, but at the same time, it doesn't have enough creaminess to it to really give you coverage. Next product is the Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. And so this is one of those concealers that comes out of the brush tip here. My shade is Nude, and you could also get one of these in just a highlighting color, like universal, just use it to highlight. I chose to get one that would give me a little bit of coverage on my skin. It says it's a gel-based concealer, illuminates shadows as it conceals. It actually gives some recommended points of where to apply this. So, you know, like your, as they call them, marionette lines right here on either side of your mouth, and also kind of the under eyes and across your nose and that sort of thing. I really like this product, actually. I felt like it's not too heavy, and it is somewhat buildable. So like when I put this on the first time, I thought, okay, there's some initial brightening for my under eye area, and then it just kind of depends. I feel like day to day I will have different needs where my under eye concealer is concerned. Sometimes I need more, sometimes I don't need as much. And the fact that this is buildable without looking cakey is a good thing. And I also applied it down my nose, and as they advised, kind of around the sides of the mouth. It was able to conceal some redness here rather well on the side of my nose. And what it reminds me of, Maybelline has another pretty popular product out there, the Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles. And this, I feel like it's similar to this in that it's not a very thick concealer, although this is just a little more creamy and this is a little more liquid. After I applied the foundation and that concealer, by the way, I went over my face with a little bit of Laura Geller Balance and Brighten to give me some coverage to supplement what I felt that foundation was lacking. And then I also went over everything with some Rimmel Natural Bronzer, just a light bronzer to perk everything up. Next, a product that I've gotten so many questions on, and it is the Maybelline Dream Bouncy bouncy blush. When I saw these, I got so excited. I was like, what is this? You know, I couldn't wait to pop it open and actually touch it and see what they meant by that. But I have a couple shades in this. I have one that is kind of lighter, and this one's called Fresh Pink. And then I have a brighter one, which is called Hot Tamale. It's like you can mush down into it and you're not gonna scoop off product, but you're just gonna touch onto it and it's going to kind of feel like you're on some sort of bubble there. While these blushes are a cream product, I like the fact that there's not too much moisture thrown into them, so you can feel okay putting this on top of a foundation or a powder, and it doesn't leave any sort of tacky feeling. I mean, it's kind of like the Dream Mousse blushes were. Once you put them on, you didn't feel them on your skin. They didn't feel heavy. I wanted to demonstrate both of these, so first I put on the Fresh Pink just to show you how light this was. Deeper skin tones, I don't think this would show up very much. It does have a little bit of sheen to it, so it's not like a totally matte color. And then Hot Tamale is definitely, you know, that pop of color. So I really, really like this shade. And it looks, by the looks of it, I mean, I just had to try it when I saw this shade in stores because I thought, is it gonna give me what it appears to have here? And it's almost like a staining effect on the cheeks because it is so thin, but yet it has that subtle creaminess to it. So I really like the Dream Bouncy blushes, and if you're looking for a good cream product where blush is concerned, I think these are worth trying. I've worn these on their own, and I've worn these with a powder blush on top. Either way, I find the staying power to be pretty good, especially with the brighter color. It's just more visible on the skin, and you can tell it's there, and you can tell that it has, you know, withstood a day of wear. Next up, one of the most talked about products here lately in terms of new products that have come out is the Maybelline Color Tattoo 24-hour eyeshadow. And so these are cream shadow products. We haven't seen a lot in the drugstore in terms of long wearing cream shadows until now. I mean, we've had great shadow sticks. We've had, you know, Revlon has come out with cream shadows that are just that. They're a cream shadow, but they're not long wearing. And with almost anything I've tried, I've had to feel like, okay, I have to top this with a shadow because this just will crease like crazy if I don't. And with these, I definitely have been putting these to the test over the past week, wearing them with primer, without primer, with shadow on top, and without shadow on top. And let's say these last rather well on their own without anything else involved. What I will say is that the intensity of the color does fade a little bit throughout the day. I looked at them at the end of a work day, so putting them on for me, it's 1:30 in the morning, and then I look at them at, you know, say 12 hours later at 1:30 in the afternoon, and they're still there, but the intensity of the color has faded a little bit. What I do enjoy is that they don't crease. They don't collect in the crease right here of your eye, which is hugely important because almost any other cream shadow will do that. Except the Mally Evercolor shadow sticks, something about those, they keep their shimmer and their intensity the entire day, no problem. These fade a little bit, but they don't crease. So I've got to give them a thumbs up for that. And if you want to top these with shadow, I mean, you're gonna have a really long wearing look there. But I'm referring to wearing these all on their own. And I've got them on all on their own right now. I want to walk you through really quick the shades that I have here. I have this one, which is called Too Cool. That's the white. I've got Bad to the Bronze. That's the one I didn't show in the demo here. I've got Toughest Taupe, which is the lone matte shade that I have, and then Pomegranate Punk is this gorgeous burgundy. As you can see, I can kind of rub my hand across these and they're not mixing together. They are picking up a little bit on my finger as I rub across them, but they're not really lifting off the skin and becoming a mess on my hand. If you're wondering what I did to get this look, I did it all with my fingers, which is pretty cool. So I just went with the taupe shade all over my lid, and I also took a little brush and went just under my eye, and then I took the pomegranate shade and I dabbed that along the outer corner just a little bit, almost created a little bit of an outer V, not too much though, and then with my pinky I used that in the white shade just to get that little bit of brightness around the tear duct and a little bit under the brow. So really easy to work with. You do have time to blend them and really make them work for you in that way. I almost wish they would put this into a stick form because it would be easier to get the smudgy liner without having to go to a brush at all. And you would also feel like maybe you have a little more control getting it on your lid. So it would be cool if they came out with a stick form, but as a whole, I'm impressed with these. These are probably the best long-wearing cream shadow from the drugstore because I don't think I've ever said drugstore long-wearing cream shadow until now. There's just nothing out there that does this. So people have compared these to the MAC paint pots. I have one MAC paint pot. It is long-wearing, but not as long-wearing as this. So overall, great job Maybelline on the color tattoos. They don't quite live up to their 24-hour claim because they don't keep up that intensity all day, but as a whole, they're really good. This is the Maybelline Illegal Length mascara, and they used to have this a long time ago, and this actually used to be like my favorite mascara in high school, college time, somewhere in there. And so I was really curious to see how they changed it up. And basically they've made this into one of those lash extensions mascaras, which I don't remember it being before. Specifically, I think they said they are a 4mm fiber extension. There you can see it right here. Right under my finger there. Those are being swept onto your lashes and providing that little bit of an extension. This mascara is a little wet for my liking, which seems to be a trend with a lot of Maybelline mascaras. If your lashes are sparse, it's going to kind of clump them together a little bit and not separate enough. I think this may be a mascara that I start to like better the more I use it because it will dry just a little more, but right now it's not quite the illegal lengths that I remembered it being, so I just kind of give this an average rating. Finally, had to try the new lip product from Maybelline, which is the Super Stay 14-Hour Lipstick. This shade that I have is called Infinite Iris. So I really like the color, but staying power, it's not 14 hours. It kind of bothers me when these brands put this hour number on the products, and rarely, if ever, does it live up to that claim. But anyways, this one looks like a typical lipstick here. It goes on and it feels really creamy. I'm not very picky where scents are concerned, but I really dislike the scent of this product. I feel like it's a chemical scent that they tried to cover up with something that's just a little bit sweet, and it just didn't work. As I said, it goes on smooth and then it feels kind of dry on your lips, and it does transfer onto things. So for example, my coffee mug this morning, yeah, it's gonna come off on there. It's not all gonna go to your coffee mug. It's not gonna all go onto the person you just gave a kiss to, but it's not going to be there for 14 hours. There may be some remnants on there after that time, but overall, this is going to be gone over the course of eating, talking, and all that. This may be, you know, longer wearing than, say, a Revlon lip butter, but in terms of feel, they don't compare. I now really want, you know, that moisturized, hydrated feeling on my lips, and this just kind of makes it feel dry. And it also kind of highlights the lines that are in your lips as well. So that's my review on a bunch of new Maybelline products. In a nutshell here, the things that I thought were hits, for me anyway, were the Dream Lumi concealer, the bouncy blushes, and the color tattoo shadows. The things that I was not so impressed by were the Dream Nude Air Foam, the Illegal Length Mascara, and the Super Stay 14-Hour Lipstick. So I hope that helps you guys. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.